Next up, Kamala Harris. She wears some Tims, and she carry she wears some Tims, and she listens to some Cardi B. Not gonna go in on Cardi B tonight. It's not about Cardi B tonight, but everybody love her. Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop falling for that silly shit. That's what you doing. You falling for silly shit. Hillary Clinton, she had some hot sauce in her purse. Nigga said she was black because the white person got hot sauce in their purse. They black now. Come on, man. Come on with that. Come on with that silly shit. Because that's what you doing. You are perpetuating silly stereotypes. Okay, you perpetuating the nonsense. She got a bottle of hot sauce in her purse. Roland Martin, Roland Martin up there teaching her how to do the nay or something. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. This not what this is about. What it's about is okay, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, now they won. So okay, what's next? You did your dance. You know what I'm saying? Black girl magic. We made history. Woody woo. She don't even claim black though. She said Puerto Rican and Indian. Sound like she carrying curry powder in her purse. She not carrying Laurie's, uh, Mrs. Dash. She not carrying any of that in her purse. She got curry powder. Okay, come on, man. Stop with the silliness and go with the reality of what's going on in your life. And the reality of what's going on in your life is that whoever's in office, they not paying your bills. They not the ones buying your toilet tissue. They not the ones keeping your lights on. So guess what? Your focus shouldn't even be on them. Your focus should be on you. Mr. Cabby, he said some really good things when he said that our biggest enemy is ourselves. Come on, we push to help everybody else's agenda but our own. Come on. They had a gay pride parade. Who you see out there the most? They come on when the Mexicans trying to get in, they locking their kids up in cages. Who out there fighting for them the most? But Negroes trying to get reparations. Negroes out there protesting. You see, you know what I'm saying? People out there being killed by the police and stuff. But what's going on? I ain't going out there with them. They out there looting. They need to be in jail. Come on, man. We our worst enemy. That's what it's about tonight. And I'm gonna repeat it again. This show ain't for everybody. I've come to that realization. We've been doing this show for 4 years now. And I know a lot of people may not rock with it, but that's cool because this ain't for you. This ain't for everybody. I'm gonna tell you how it TI is, okay? And how it is that you got to stop playing yourself. Okay, we normally talk about dating and relationships. That's what we normally talk about on this program is dating and relationships. And the reality of the story is stop lying. When you stop lying to yourself, then what you want, you probably get. Stop lying to yourself. Okay, stop lying to yourself. Is D? Let's see if D is in the building. Oh, D is in the building. Hold on, we got another guest. We'll bring you on in a minute, D. Let's see. I see area code 909. I don't know who that is. Where you calling from and what's your name? Area code 909.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. My name's Suzette. I'm calling from Southern California.
All right, Suzette from Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I like your show, and I like the way you speak your mind.
Thank you. Appreciate it. How you
Mm-hmm.
how you feel
We
about
don't
the
always
election?
agree, but you know what? People need to speak their mind more often and not candy coat it. And people just have to listen or just walk away. You
True,
know, I still
true,
listen because
true.
there are things that we do agree about, and I like listening.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Suzette. Anything else you want to say? You good with the outcome of the election?
No, actually, I do not. I'm very upset at the media and leadership in the Democrat Party,
Okay.
because of the fact that the election has not been certified, and until it has been certified, there is no winner. And what
Okay.
most people don't understand is that there is no president that has ever been elected in November, because they don't announce the actual winner until the votes have been certified by Congress, and that's not until January 20th. But they have to do it. They make the announcement on January the 5th, and then the inauguration is on the 20th. And so, why are people going around saying president-elect? There's never been a title called president-elect. If he won, he won. So why are you upset about the recounts? Why are they, not you, but why are they upset about the recounts? Then they shouldn't have anything to worry about. It should be done lickety-split. No problem. Here you go. See, we won. And that's that.
Okay. Let me
But
stop you
they're
right
trying
there.
to stop it at every avenue, trying to call themselves the winners, but nobody's announced that but the media.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
I'm
and
enjoying this.
that's very upsetting.
Can you hear me,
Go
Suzette?
ahead. Sorry. Hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you. Yeah, I'm enjoying what you're saying. I like this. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care about neither one of the parties, Democrat or Republican. So let me ask you: are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am. I won't lie. I am.
Okay. So right now, tonight on this show, I want you to just tell us what are some policies and things that Trump was implementing that you like? Because I want to hear this tonight. What are some things about Trump that you like?
Well, I like the fact that which I didn't know, and many people didn't know, that he could actually exercise restraint. When we had things, when Iran was shooting down our drone planes over the ocean, where it's mutual water for everybody, we had members of Congress on both sides saying that we need to react because they shot down one of our drones. Well, it was an unmanned drone. You're going to start a war because an unmanned drone got shot down? Really? And he didn't. He just let it go. He's like, nobody was in it. Yeah, it cost some money, but we're not going to start a war that's going to cost millions of dollars, and men and women's lives, more importantly, for a drone that nobody was in. Big deal.
Hmm.
We'll just make a new one. I
Oh,
also liked the fact that while California didn't receive any huge benefits from his tax break, it did help a little. But our state is we are mostly impacted by our state taxes here in California. So, it wasn't a big hurrah there. I like the fact that he repealed the mandate for the health care because it was silly to have to purchase health care. And if we didn't, then we had to pay that penalty. And when we have insurance, it had come through our work. And then, well, we lost that, and then we had to find providers around this area. And so I appreciated that. Some of the other policies, when he had met with Kim Jong-un at the time, we're not seeing missiles fly over here anymore, or them testing missiles. So that was a good thing. And then this recent peace deal that he did with the United Emirates, and Israel.
wow.
And there was another country that was involved. But that helped because while he didn't actually, I guess you could say, have anything to do with it as far as signing anything, he was able to work a deal because these countries were at each other's throats. And that caused problems for us because we're all a part of NATO. And so which one do you pick to defend? Or, if they ask for help.
Right.
And so what do you do? So what he did was he thought of something that nobody else had ever thought of to get these guys to agree. Because there's no way these leaders are going to say, okay, we'll be friends for now type thing, shake hands, and then next month they're, firing rockets at each other again. So what he did was appeal to their greed, these leaders. All right, so let's see what appeal. He's a businessman. Trump's a businessman. So he said, look, you guys don't have to like each other to open trade between each other. You have things that this country doesn't make because of the resources that you have. You have things that these two countries don't have, vice versa. You guys could sign a peace treaty that has to do with trade. And so that helps the country prosper, it helps the people prosper, and it puts money in their dictators' pockets. So they liked that idea. So they all agreed. And so they were able to actually come together on that, those three countries. But nobody else had thought about that. They were just mostly, let's get together and talk and see if we can find common ground to be friends. These leaders don't care about each other. You know, they just want to take over other countries. But since Trump had suggested that and appealed to their greed, it opened up trade lines that actually, in the end, helped the people of those countries, because now those people can trade with other countries their products that they have, so they can actually prosper. So that's a good thing.
Okay. Let me say this. Let me say this real quick, Suzette.
Go ahead.
I actually like two things that you said that I agree with. Some of the others I'm not too familiar with, but the tax, the healthcare tax. I'm serious. I used to hate when I do my taxes, and if I didn't, fill it in just right, I could possibly be fined $700 on my taxes. I absolutely hated that. And this year, 2020, was the first year that I did not see that on my taxes. Hey, you call me a Trump supporter if you want, but I was happy.
Nice.
I was happy. I was happy the fact that I didn't see that on my taxes. And you're right with the testing of the missiles. I remember when they was testing missiles over here in the U.S. Trump was able to stop that. Now I can certainly say that no, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I can honestly say that those are two things that I know that I did like. So I mean, wow. I mean, I'm just
Here's
going.
the thing: people don't have to like Trump to like the policies that he implemented while
That's true.
in office. Same with Obama. I benefited from a policy from Obama. I didn't vote for him, but his policy to make money available for education allowed me to go to college, at 42 years of age when I went back then. And so, there are policies that you have to vote on, that you have to consider for your candidates. There was a list of things that outweighed a second term of Obama for me to consider voting for him. Yes, you had the Republicans that wanted to block Obama, but they also have to consider that Obama, just like Trump, had the first 2 years of the House and the Senate. So as far as excuses why Obama didn't get anything done for certain communities, there is none for the first 2 years. He was able to sign and remove the habeas corpus for the National Defense Act, which was under Section 1021, which basically allows now for people to be, because it never got changed, for people to be arrested. Law makes it possible to arrest and jail you indefinitely at any time. And that was from the Huffington Post. Obama also led the drone strikes, killing innocent people 90% of the time. That was in the Washington Times. We had the Flint, Michigan issue, which you were just talking about a moment ago. And he even talked about peeling off the paint chips as a boy and eating them. So he must have some lead in his system too. Well, that's not funny, because that eats your brain, that lead. So I don't know what he was thinking when he did that and talked about it like that. Like you said, it disrespected those people that live there. My God, there are people that have children that are retarded forever. And they have lead in their systems. And the people that didn't have lead in their systems as adults but now have it, they can't have any more children because it'll be passed down to their children. That one disturbs me the most. But anyway, I'm done with my rant. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suzette. Thank you for calling in. Call in anytime. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Alrighty. Take care.
You too. All right, let's go to D. I'm gonna say this though before I bring D in, is that yes, I mean that's what I was talking about with the Flint water. I'm like, man, that was very disrespectful though. When he drunk that water and said that everybody gonna be okay. Come on now, Obama. Why would you say that? Why would you do that to a people that's been living there, and they don't have no way out? And but on the other side, I will say, hey, I agree with her about the student loans. Yes, the Obama loan forgiveness program. Yes, shout out to Obama for that. Shout out to Obama for that. That student loan forgiveness program. Come on, that's hidden. All right, I already know D about to go in, so let me bring D in. Good afternoon, Mr. D.
Man, I'm telling you, I am telling you, that
Ah,
is the most. Okay, I'm gonna be nice tonight. I'm gonna be nice tonight. That some of the things that Miss Susan was saying need to be
Suzette.
fact checked.
Suzette.
What I would like for her to do, what I would like for her to do is, I'm gonna quote. I'm gonna make a little quotation here. This comes from the man that Donald Trump said that he done as much for the Negroes as this man did. Abraham Lincoln said in the Gettysburg Address, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all of the people all of the time. Some of the statements she was making was incorrect. Number one, yes, Kim Jong-un is still testing those missiles. Trump did not stop that. As soon as he got through talking to Kim Jong-un, and he said, yeah, he's going to stop it. What happened? 3 or 4 days later, there was an intercontinental missile test. Now, in reference to the bad water deal in Michigan, okay, first of all, Miss Susan, and I wish my brother would take a little course in political science. I wish. Suzette, is that her name?
Yes, sir, Suzette. And let me say this, Suzette. Hey, another shout out to Suzette, because Suzette did make some valid points and some valid things. I mean, about what she was saying. But go ahead. She made points about Trump. She made points about Obama. So go ahead and give us your opinion, D.
I'm gonna give you my opinion according to the press that they call fake news press. She made a statement that said that they should not be calling Biden president-elect because the election has not been certified. I'd give you an A for that, Miss Suzette. But I also have to give you an F because Donald Trump started announcing he was the president and he had won it before the votes even started coming in.
He did, right? He did do that.
If Biden, yes, he did. And his number one station, the Fox Conservative News, had to check a few of Donald Trump's people for lying about the election. Okay, if there was a fraud, where's the evidence at? There is no evidence of no fraud. Why do you think all of the, Republican judges are kicking it out while they're telling them, produce the evidence? We don't have any. Okay, what happened to the man that said, well, yeah, there was some mail-in fraud? Why did he recant his statement? Why did he do that? But see, a whole lot of people talk politics, but they're not familiar with politics. She said that in the first 2 years, a president can't get nothing done. Wrong, sister. Check your political science knowledge. 100 days after you're named president, you can do a whole bunch of things. Here's the fact. Mitch McConnell said that he was going to do everything. And that was on the inaugural day of Obama getting inaugurated. He said he's going to do everything. And he said the rest of the Republicans, which are the Senate Republicans, are going to do everything they can to hold down what Obama was trying to do. Miss Suzette, answer this question for me, if you please will call in, because I would like to debate you on the issue of some facts that you got twisted up. Why does Mitch McConnell has 400 bills sitting on his desk that was passed by the House of Representatives, as well as some bipartisan bills that was passed by the Republicans Independents and the Democrats, that he's not even touching?
Mr. D, I got.
He won't even bring those bills before the Senate so they can be voted on.
I gotta correct you real quick before I let you go back. She said he could have got something done in the first 2 years. That's what she said. She said he could have got it done.
No. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to check the archives on that because I think I heard her say that. Okay, I'm still going to check the archives on that because she was making statements about the Washington Times and she was making statements about the Huffington Post. Okay, but if all of those are what your guy that you're backing, Donald Trump, I knew you was a Donald Trump supporter when you chimed in. I could tell that right off the bat. But if that's why are you believing the two presses or the two medias that your man Donald Trump called fake news? Why are you believing what they say? Because after all, Donald Trump, you said that Donald Trump stopped the killing. Donald Trump stopped the killing, but he never questioned Russia about the bounty on the American soldiers.
She's talking about the missile.
That Donald Trump is such a great guy. He hasn't done anything for me. He made my pay go from $44,000 a year down to a little bit less than 30. So what has he done for me? Yes, there was an Obama deal with the health insurance. But look at this. Before Obama got in there, nobody, Republicans who had the House before Obama got it, none of them even thought about telling the people with pre-existing conditions that the insurance companies had to look out for. You got 20, 30 million people right now with pre-existing conditions.
I think we got on.
What was the Republicans at when they needed help?
I think we got on the line, D.
Obama went in there and twisted it. Huh?
I think we got her on the line.
I'm sorry.
Suzette, are you there?
I really would like to talk to her about that because a lot of the things she's saying just ain't true. And that's just like they come up with this great big old hoop-de-doo. First of all, I like to say, Miss Suzanne, this you're here coming from this guy is the guy on the phone and not the producer or the host of his show. So none of them is responsible.
Yes.
But none of them are responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
Yes, Suzette, you're live.
I would like to know, Miss Suzanne, what has Donald Trump done to point the finger at Russia because they had bounties on the American soldiers' heads that was in Afghanistan?
Well, let me say first. Well, let me answer first, please, if I may. That story was debunked by several people, and including the person who had wrote the book, Mr. John Bolton himself, who was there, who hates Donald Trump, and will do everything he can to disparage him with, I guess, the facts, if you want to say that. But he had come out after he wrote that book and after he was fired from Donald Trump or by Donald Trump, and came out and was asked about that. And he had said, no, that did not happen. He never said that. I mean, not that he never said that Russia wasn't, that didn't happen as far as the Russia thing goes. Also with the comment about the veterans as well. There were things that weren't in the book that he had talked about that were, and other people as well as his staff. So, and the reason why I say as far as, it doesn't matter anyway, because anybody could say, well, they're going to say that because they're trying to protect him. Of course, they're not going to say he said those things or did those things or knew about those things. So it doesn't do me any good. If I point to any media, just as you had done a moment ago, it doesn't matter because if it's fake news, then you're not going to believe it. The reason why I had included those articles as far as where they came from, the sources, is in order to show that it's just not me talking out the side of my mouth, that these things were being reported. Whether or not they're fake news or not, you can decide for yourself. I try to be fair. I said the things that I appreciated about Obama, even though I didn't vote for him. So whether I'm a Trump supporter or not, I try to view things fairly as far as policy goes. And it was the 111th Congress that Obama had in his first year of his first term of his presidency, that he had 100% total control of the House and the Senate that were majority Democratic.
I'm going to have to beg to differ with that. Yeah, can I ask you a question, ma'am?
You don't have to agree with me. You can check it yourself. Okay. Go to the Library of Congress. They have it there.
Okay. You said Donald Trump's policies. Donald Trump wants to repeal Obamacare, which is the number one pet peeve that he targeted ever since he decided that he wanted to stop being a Democrat and run on the Republican ticket. Okay. Now, what is his replacement for Obamacare. He hasn't told anybody that. It's not been mentioned on any other conservative radio stations. It hasn't been mentioned on any other conservative TV shows. And the fact is, he doesn't even have a plan.
No, you're right. He doesn't. I agree.
And so if he doesn't have a plan, what about the 20 or 40 million people out there with pre-existing conditions, providing the people that he pushed to sit on the Supreme Court? If they overturn it, you got 20 to 40 million people with pre-existing conditions that's going to go down the tube because they don't have a plan for health care. Only thing,
I'm sorry
if you
about
notice,
that. I have lupus. I have a pre-existing condition myself. And you know what? It's my responsibility as far as my choices that I made in life and where I'm at and whether or not I can pay for them or not. Right now, my husband and I live in California, Southern California, in a studio apartment, which means we don't have another room besides the bathroom to go and get away from each other if we needed to. So, but that's my position. And there are a lot of people like that. But it's not your fault that I made those choices as far as career or any income.
Now listen to what you just said. You said you made the choices. Now, check this out. What about the child that is born with a birth defect, and you just mentioned it about the water up in Michigan? What about the child that is born with a mental problem, and it's not his fault that he was born with that? It's not his fault. He put the lid in the water. So where is the health care that's going to take care of him being a victim of circumstances he can control?
I would say to that would be the state of Michigan that would be responsible for those people, all of those people that live in that area that were subjected to the lead. All of them. I don't care how old you are, child or elderly. All of those people should be compensated by the state because the state is the one that's responsible for those decisions that caused the lead to peel off inside the pipes and be in the water, saturate the water with it. It has nothing to do with the federal government.
Okay, it has nothing to do with the federal government, but the money that the state's going to use has to come from the federal government. That's why I suggested that maybe, just not only you, but there's a lot of people that need to study political science or at least read up on political science so they'll understand how the system works. There's no such thing. I'm a European guy. I hear a lot of darker pigmented people saying Obama didn't have a black agenda. What is a black agenda? You cannot tell what a black agenda is until you talk to at least 3/4 of the people in America to see what the black agenda is. Mm-hmm. And I see the way Donald Trump's son pimped out Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube was sucking into that, and it's his own ignorance for doing that. But I mean, when you look at
I just want to make one more point. I said Ice Cube had gone to him, but if I may just make one more point, as far as political science goes, the study of political science and politics, each state is a sovereign state. Each state should be able to financially sustain itself. The federal government is only there when they are unable to do so because they've overextended themselves. Other than that, the federal government, as far as who pays the taxes on that, are wealthy people that pay most of those taxes that go to the federal government. Most of the taxes that we pay, I don't know how much money that you earn.
No, ma'am. I'm sorry, ma'am, but that is 2,000% wrong. If you look at the tax setup has always been made for the middle class and the low income people to cover the brunt of the taxes that goes to the government. Now, you said that the state. Okay, their taxes go to the state as well as the federal government. And if the state is supposed to take care of their own, then how can the state take care of their own without the help of the federal government taxes to come in and help them out?
Because their job, the governor's job, the state government is supposed to make it possible for the state to grow and prosper, and then the taxes come in to pay for programs should they desire to start any.
That's how it's supposed to go.
And that's how that's supposed to go.
But it ain't going like that.
How can the government? How can the governor? How can the governor? How can the
Lower
governor?
regulations.
How can the governor help his state prosper when the government is set up on a 3-tier level? You're familiar with that, correct?
The governor and our Congress that we have in each state, that in each state has their own actual constitution as well, but it is the state Congress that decide the regulations for development, for building.
No.
It goes down to the counties. It goes down to the cities.
I would beg to differ with that, because the states only have a certain amount of Congress people that they can send to Washington, maybe 2, maybe 4. But the laws that are actually handed down to each and every state, which has their own constitution, those laws come through the legislature process of the state. Which, if you've got a Democratic governor and you've got the legislative body, which is controlled majority by the Republican, then there's no way possible for that governor to really get anything done without crossing the aisle or trying to figure out a way to put some soothing salve on it, so most of the people would be happy.
Absolutely. I agree.
Okay,
I agree. They all need to work together.
So there's no way possible. There's not any way possible. This system, this political system that is set up in this country, is not set up so each state can take care of itself. If you notice, this is one thing Uncle Donald Trump has not done. Fake news, conservative news, any other news, independent news. No one has tested those people that have attended those rallies that was held by Uncle Donald Trump after he left. If you notice, look at the states that where the C-19 is starting to explode. Those states where it's starting to explode are the places where Donald Trump went and had his rally with all those people hanging around each other without the masses. Now, how can Donald Trump look out for the country of the people that he's supposed to serve according to the Constitution that he took the oath on? He's supposed to serve those people. How can he serve those people when he won't even listen to the scientists that has been working on this stuff for years and years? Here he is, a guy. Here he is, a guy that comes out and don't know anything about science and gonna tell the scientists that they're wrong. How does that work?
Well, let me just tell you. First of all, listening to the scientists, the WHO and Dr. Fauci, because it's science, science is ever changing, first of all. It's not set in cement. You have more different scientists, more doctors doing studies. And just to show you that, we have the WHO, who we're no longer a part of because Donald Trump didn't want to listen anymore because it wasn't making any sense, number one, and we had other doctors and scientists here that refuted what they were saying, only because they did their own research. So we're in a situation where we've got people all over the world, as far as researchers, scientists, doctors, experts, and all this other, looking into this because we didn't know what the hell it was, okay? So at the beginning, it was okay. It was like flu-like symptoms, blah, blah, blah. He was basically repeating everything that they were saying, but it made him look stupid because then later they came out and said, okay, now we need to wear masks, now we need to lock down. Well, guess what? The WHO recently had come out on their webpage and said lockdowns are bad, but we still have governors that are locking things down. We also have the study published on October 23rd on the medical site MEDRXIV that had said that masks had decreased reduce the spread of COVID. Well, now they're retracting that. And they had stated so, that they are retracting that because they have to do more studies now because there were bursts of spread of coronavirus in the counties that they had studied, which was 1,083 U.S. counties, to have to re-examine that because they are exploding with coronavirus. So obviously the masks didn't work. So they're reevaluating it, and they rescinded their statement.
Well, that according to
And that's because of your studies.
You made a statement earlier that said that Donald Trump. You made a statement earlier that said that we were part of NATO. No, we're not part of NATO. Donald Trump
Okay,
destroyed that.
Wait.
Donald Trump
You're
destroyed
jumping over
that.
everything. Okay,
Donald Trump destroyed that when he went over there, and he purposely, in my opinion, as a vet, he purposely went over there and destroyed that, which set things up so that Russia could come in and take control of part of the Ukraine, which Donald Trump set back there, and let that happen. And now, if Donald Trump is looking out for the American people, who he said he was looking out for, he never would have let that happen. And on top of that, Donald Trump has his first time to say anything negative about Vladimir Putin. Are you familiar with the book that said The Making of a Prime Minister?
Are you familiar with the term "you get more with honey than vinegar"?
Okay,
now,
well,
we're skipping around. Wait. You're skipping around from topic to topic. I'm answering your questions and giving you factual information, published information, and you're giving me your opinion.
I'm still on the same page.
No, you just skipped from the virus to Putin. And
no. Listen.
You did.
If you take time and listen, I did not skip from the virus to Putin. What I did was I said that Donald Trump is trying to. Donald Trump.
You only got about 2 more minutes.
Everybody.
You only got about 2 more minutes.
You're giving me your opinion.
I'll say this in bail. There's a book out that Vladimir Putin had supposed to have been an autobiography of him that came out about 10 years ago. And it was talking about his rise from KGB super agent up until where he is now. If you look at the things, that Donald Trump is doing to the Constitution of America, you will see the same thing. The same thing is what Vladimir Putin is doing to Russia. The virus did not really hit over here until the lady from China that went to Mar-a-Lago down there with Donald Trump at his golf place, when she was caught with about 6 telephones and about so many different pages, and they wind up locking her up when she had permission to be there by Donald Trump's handlers. That's when the virus really started kicking up.
That Donald Trump has done to the Constitution before you go. Name me one thing that he has done to destroy the Constitution.
I can give you several, but I'll do it real basically and quick. Number one, he's trying to undermine the democracy of the United States of America Constitution. He's put together a group of people that he's calling the Patriot Commission, which is supposed to teach the young people about how to be a patriot. I don't know how a man can suggest that he can be a patriot if he dodges the war. He's got bone spurs in his feet, but he can play golf every day. What about the guys that went over there?
To the Constitution, though. That doesn't do anything to the Constitution. He can't do anything to the Constitution without Congress amending it.
What he's doing now is destroying the Constitution because he's killing people's faith in the democracy of the voting. He started lying about voting when he first got to be president. When he was running against Hillary, he was saying that there was voter fraud. Now that he done lost, he's still hollering voter fraud. Do you think that's going to make people really want to get out there and vote?
You have 70 million people that want to vote. You don't want, I don't believe that there are actually people who wanted to vote for Joe Biden. He barely has a heartbeat going. Come on. Really? If we're going to go there, let's go there.
Wait a minute. Okay. Joe Biden barely has a heartbeat going. Joe Biden barely has a heartbeat going. But here he is. We've got Donald Trump. We've got Donald Trump with a $422 million bill coming due to him in January, according to Fox News. He's got to pay that debt of $400 and something. How is it that this man gets to be president and he's doing so much for the common American people that there's 10 billionaires that has made at least $10 to $15 billion each since he's been president? Where did that go to the common man?
you can thank Obama for that too. So
How do you thank Obama for when it happens? No. According to the rule of society, you point to the man that's in charge. Donald Trump told these people down at Mar-a-Lago, he told all them billionaires that went down there, he said, I just made you people a bunch of money. That comes from his conservative, the guy that he gave the Freedom Award to that never done anything, Rush Limbaugh. What did he do to get the Freedom Award? He's never done anything except pop pills and get caught with drugs.
Okay. Well, what about all the, we're not going to go tit for tat. I'm not going to do this because I could just go over, tons of stuff Obama did, as far as I could say, Obama did the same thing as far as destroying the Constitution, when I know that didn't happen because the Constitution still stands strong. When you say these things, it's your opinion. You have no fact because Congress makes the law. Congress has the purse. And Harry Reid did a lot of damage as far as putting things on the tree, hanging them up from the House when the House was taken over by the Republicans after the first 2 years. All of this is documented in the Congressional Library of Congress. All you've given me was your opinion. And so I'm sorry, sir. I can't, if you're going to change my mind, you're going to have to give me facts.
Well, I can't change your mind because if you paid attention to anything that was going on in the Senate, you would understand that Mitch McConnell has opened up a box of worms when he did that atomic deal. When he made the atomic stand right there in the Senate, which basically shut the door on everything. Now, what do you think is going to happen if the Democrats take control of the Senate? They're going to do the same thing that Mitch McConnell did. They're going to use the atomic, whatever that atomic thing is called. They're going to use that to get all their bills passed. And Well,
it was the Democrats that killed the filibuster, and I knew it when it was going to come back around and hit them in the butt. And that's what they like to do up there, the leadership. They like to take things out or add things in, and then when they are in the minority, it comes and swings and hits them in the butt. Every time. They were the ones that got rid of the filibuster. They were the ones that initiated that. I know what you're talking about.
That's not what the Library of Congress says that Mitch McConnell did.
As far as what? The nuclear deal? The nuclear deal, that was, I think, actually in the first term, maybe the first term or second term of Obama. But yes, that's what was done.
I don't think so, ma'am.
Well, I'll have to...
Greetings, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to the BzNZ Internet Talk Radio Show YouTube page. We appreciate your generosity and your support. If you are new to the page, please do us a real quick favor. That is, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to let you know when we are live. Also, everyone else that's listening, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. We greatly appreciate your generosity and your support. Peace.